Happy birthday, everybody. Welcome to Cerealsly, where we take cereals seriously. My name is Alex, and for the past year, I've been running a cereal review YouTube channel. I had the idea for a cereal channel back in 2018 or so, and it took me years of thinking and dreaming before I started making it a reality. For Christmas 2019, I used some money that my in-laws gave me for Christmas to buy some equipment like lights and a camera and some microphones. Purchasing that equipment was my first real step towards making this channel a reality. But then the world went on pause in 2020, and in many ways, so did my idea. I spent some time writing scripts and outlines, and some of my earliest test footage was from our dining room table when we were in the safer at home phase for more than a year. But it wasn't until 2023, just last year, that I finally took all of the planning and writing and research I've been doing and finally launched my idea into the real world as Cerealsly. This channel first debuted on February 17th, 2023, almost exactly a year ago. Listen, if you've ever taken a passion area of yours, overcomplicated it to the extreme by overthinking and overplanning, but then finally launched it into the world as something you're very grateful for and proud of, I'd love to hear about it down in the comments. Today on Cerealsly, we're not going to follow our normal format, really. This is a special Season 1 finale episode, in which we're going to take a look at the state of Cerealsly, where we've been and where we are today, and where we may or may not go in the future. Some of you know that when I started Cerealsly, my commitment was to do 52 straight weeks of episodes, one a week for an entire year. As of last week's episode, I did it. We did it. And I am so glad to celebrate that milestone with you in our episode today. But that gigantic landmark also brings up a huge question. Will I keep going? Should Cerealsly continue? I'd actually like you to keep those questions in mind. I will answer them, but first, I want to jump over to a quick cereal review. Well, you can see that like I have in all 52 episodes so far, I've got my bowl, I've got my spoon, I've got my 1% milk, and today I've got my very special cereal. This cereal is Taco Bell Cinnamon Twist cereal. These came out a few weeks ago as a special promotion between Taco Bell and Uber Eats. To get one, you had to live in a certain city around the country and order Taco Bell breakfast within a certain window of time. I love Taco Bell, and I love Cinnamon Twists. So honestly, I feel like this cereal may have been designed specifically for me. But then also, it really is incredibly well made. The design here, it is colorful and interesting and beautiful. The cover and the back are actually some of those lenticular images where it like changes based on how you look at it. Because I think that's the same on the back. Wow, even more so on the back. It's like a rainbow. That is amazing. This box, this cereal is exceptional in every way. So let's try it. Let's open it up and see what it's like. Oh boy, they really sealed it tight. Whew, that was hard to open. Let's look. It just looks like a bag of cinnamon twists. Well, let's open up this bag and see. Very easy to open bag. That's good. Let's pour these things out in a bowl. Yeah, they are smaller in the sense that they're not as long as the usual cinnamon twist, but they're in no way other than that smaller. They are the regular size of a cinnamon twist. Let's try one of these dry. Yum. They're not anything different. They are cinnamon twists cut more frequently at the factory. Boy, there is a butteriness to it that is very distinctly different than, say, a Cinnamon Toast Crunch cinnamon blend. Part of that is that it just melts in your mouth. Light, airy. Well, here is the big test, obviously, is let's try these with milk. Let's see what happens when we even put milk on them. I hope you can hear that. It is like the biggest snap, crackle, pop I've ever heard, maybe even more than Rice Krispies. They're snap, crackling, and popping to a crazy level. Well, let's try this because I don't suspect that they're going to last long in the milk. Let's try Taco Bell Cinnamon Twist cereal in milk. Wow. Geez, they held up way better than I thought. They're holding up in milk. They're maintaining that light airiness to them. They didn't go instantly soggy, which was my big concern. even at this size, which is smaller than a regular Cinnamon Twist, they're still completely ungainly to eat. They're huge, probably the biggest cereal piece ever. Now, since we've got it, let's try the milk, see if it made it into a cinnamon sugary milk. Yeah, it really did. I mean, it took all of the cinnamon and sugar on it and immediately put it into this milk. This is fantastic cereal milk. Wow. That was really nice. As far as a rating goes, I would give this 4.5. It's just very fun, very unique. I would say maybe the cereal itself is kind of a 3.5, exactly what you expect if you just took Cinnamon Twists and poured milk on it in a bowl. But this box, you have got to give this extra credit for how much effort they put into it. It's absolutely spectacular for a design. So that definitely brings it up to 4.5. I'm just going to say it, 4.5 for this little tiny promotional cereal. Well, that went great, but let me tell you, here's the real reason why I wanted to do this quick review in the middle of a State of the Channel video, because I think this Cinnamon Twist cereal is a lot like my journey with Cerealsly. It's similar in at least two ways. First, I already told you, I genuinely think it's interesting and fun and beautiful. They didn't do this halfway. Whoever they let be in charge of this promotion, they put their heart into the details. That's a lot like Cerealsly. I hope you've experienced it in that way. Some of the most precious comments that I've gotten on this channel over the past year have mentioned how surprised they were at how well produced and edited and put together these videos are. That really means a lot to me, that those people would notice and enjoy the work that I've tried to put in here. But here's the second way that Cerealsly is similar to Taco Bell Cinnamon Twist cereal. If you hadn't heard about it from me, would you even know that this cereal existed? For many of you, the answer is no. Taco Bell cereal came and went as a special promotion. You had no idea. I gotta say, that's a lot like Cerealsly. I believe in what I put out there into the world, but I can tell you, no one knows about it. It could come into the world and go out of the world and have a very, very limited impact. So again, I feel akin to this box of cereal. It gives me comfort. It understands me. And with that analogy in mind, let me clean up a little bit and then answer a bunch of questions by talking about the state of Cerealsly. All right, let's start by talking about the current reality of the Cerealsly channel experience. In terms of the channel, I think it's important to say that Cerealsly is not, in any sense of the word, successful. Cereal review videos are not exactly hot and trending ever. Additionally, my eyes have truly been opened this year to how difficult it is to navigate the YouTube algorithm or any other social media platform's algorithm if you're looking for any sign of being successful. My videos usually average a few hundred views, and we have about 1,400 subscribers, and that is super fun for me. But I can tell you that if I wanted to get more views and subscribers, I really feel that I'm completely at the mercy of the YouTube bots and their whims. In a very real way, it doesn't matter if I create good or bad content. When it comes to views, it only matters if YouTube is feeling generous that day. Other than the launch episode, the only episode that did any sort of numbers was the review of Good Mythical Morning cereals, and that's because for about 6 hours in the middle of the night, YouTube recommended that video to people who like Good Mythical Morning, and there are a zillion of those people. So we got about 2,000 views on that video, which is huge for me. But you may have noticed that right after, it's like YouTube wanted to put me back in my place, because since then, we've been getting the lowest views of the channel's entire lifespan. It's like we're working back up from the beginning, which is fine. Hear me loud and clear. I didn't start this channel craving fame or needing to be successful. Cerealsly truly is a labor of love and comes from the desire of wanting a fun and quirky hobby. If I have one overarching goal, I've said it before, it's to inspire others to bring their dreams into reality. Secondarily, it would be fun if every time my friends went to the cereal aisle, they thought of me. That would be special, and I actually think we've accomplished both of those goals. But I tell you about the ups and downs of being a content creator to let you know that it is hard. In fact, this year has really helped me feel for those people who are out for fame, because 99.99% of them won't get it. And even if they try really hard and create a great product, they won't get it. That must be crushing. Another idea that came to mind this year was to create a support group for unsuccessful YouTube creators. That would probably be way more successful. But there's another giant factor that goes into the current state of the channel, and that is this. I love doing it. It's really fun for me. I really do like eating cereal, and I like being a critic. I like trying to expand my vocabulary so I can describe things better. I like taking deep dives into cereal facts that most people don't know. I like when we find a great cereal together. I like when we're shocked by how terrible a cereal is. I like that I have a well-meaning hobby. I like that this is niche. I like that my editing skills have increased dramatically. I like designing thumbnails. I like watching YouTube videos and being inspired to tweak something on my own channel. I really like the thoughtful comments that you leave. So that's where I am. Unsuccessful in terms of views, maybe, but so successful in terms of my own happiness and the joy I get from sharing it with you and as many other people as want to tune in. So that brings us back to the big question. Will Cerealsly continue? Well, right now, I love doing Cerealsly, and I don't think the other parts of my life are at risk of souring if I keep going another year. So for today, that's the answer. Barring some unforeseen circumstances, I'm going to keep releasing Cerealsly episodes for another year. I'm happy about that. I'm hoping that you're happy with me. Hey, thanks for sticking with me this long, friends. Let me tell you now about the things that I think will stay the same about Cerealsly, and then later what will change. So the same things. First, I think we'll stay weekly. I'll release an episode every week for the next year. I also think the basic idea of the show, which is to review cereals, will stay the same. There have been a bunch of new cereals released already this year, with so many more on the horizon, and I have gotten tons of great suggestions from friends and viewers. I think I will have a full roster of cereals with which to complete 52 more reviews. But I have had a few changes in the hopper that you're going to see come online in the next few weeks and months. Some of them you've already seen if you're a longtime viewer. For instance, I just upgraded to those clear bowls I was using. That's been going great. But there are 3 other changes that I want to tell you about. First, and this is by far the biggest, I think a major change I need to make is that in a regular episode, I need to get to the point faster. Specifically, that means that I'm going to be dropping the weekly folklore section. Honestly, that was one of my favorite parts of the Cerealsly idea, that maybe this could be a place to share fun stories from my life that have nothing to do with cereal, just kind of as a way to connect with you, the viewers. But I honestly think it did the opposite. I think many people who clicked on the thumbnail with the promise of a cereal review clicked away when what they got was a guy telling a goofy story for 2 to 3 minutes. So I think it's okay for me to retire that section and get straight into dealing with the cereal that people came for. So starting next week, I'll introduce myself, maybe condense sort of a full folklore story into one enigmatic sentence, then launch into the review. I'm interested to hear, what do you think about that change? The second change, and this is much more minor, I think, I'm going to change the release day, the actual day of the week that the episodes come out. For this past entire year, these episodes were released on Friday afternoons. But I've been thinking about it a lot this year, about my own nostalgia for Saturday mornings. In the 80s, when I was a little kid, my brother and I would get up early on Saturday mornings and we would run to the TV with a bowl of cereal and watch the best possible cartoons for hours until it started becoming educational, and you could totally tell we would turn it off. Saturday mornings truly were an incredibly special time. So starting next week, Cerealsly episodes will release early on Saturday mornings. That'll make these reviews available for Saturday morning YouTube watchers, which I think will be a nice homage to my own childhood memories. Finally, this is the third thing. I just want to ask that you be ready for some other very minor tweaks. For instance, I think I need to tweak the thumbnails to feature the cereal a little bit more. You might see that coming in the next few episodes. I may upgrade my spoon. Now I'm just making stuff up. Or get a wild haircut. I don't know what it is. Something different with my YouTube shorts might happen this year. Whatever those tweaks are, I want you to know it's still me, and this is still Cerealsly. Hey, as we close here, I wanted to say that I still have some unmet goals around here too. I've always wanted to reach a level of success that some cereal company would send me something for free. That would be so awesome. I'd even like to be invited to tour a cereal manufacturing facility someday. I know that's more of a dream than a goal, but that's all right. I'm able to have those too. And I've always wanted to have some sort of Cerealsly merch made up, even if it's just a sticker. So maybe we'll make some headway on those goals this year. Listen, if you have made it this far in the video, I want to say you are a hero to me. The level of kindness that you've shown by watching this video is absolutely incredible. Some of you I know because you're my mom, but others of you are strangers. And I hope even if we never meet in person, that you know how grateful I am. I know what it means for you to invest your time into anything at all. And it truly is an honor that we've been on this journey together. Well, friends, we have done it all. We talked, we ate, we decided to keep this thing going for another year. And for now, that's enough. Remember, I gave this season of Cerealsly a glowing review because it brought me joy, and I hope it did the same for you. If you want to try any of the Cerealsly episodes that you missed from this past year, they're all available on the channel page. I'd love for you to check those out. Now, listen, if you haven't yet, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment with what cereal we should look at together in a future episode. Until then, never be soggy, my friends. Bye-bye.